There's a reason NASA stopped exploring the deep sea. I am a former NASA scientific researcher, and my division was in charge of studying deep sea life, both fauna and flora, in the world's oceans. Here are some facts. 70% of the world is ocean. The deepest part of the ocean is not the Mariana Trench. There's tons of underwater cave systems further down, and some are quite large. We have not identified every living life form that calls this place its home. Knowing this, let me tell you why NASA fired me and a small team of fellow researchers from the Oceanic Division, hired completely new personnel, and switched to space exploration. In their defense, I had no interest in continuing my research. Before I begin, I want to say that most of the division actually did study underwater life forms to varying degrees, but most researchers were not involved with the life forms that my team investigated. Therefore, no information about these events has been released to the public, at least to my knowledge. I'm purposely going anonymous for many reasons, as the US government would prefer to keep this out of the public eye, and people have disappeared for far less in my profession. On an off note, it's deeply tragic what happened recently with the submarine that imploded. I think I'm correct in my suspicion on what caused it, of course, but it's not what the public was told. Anyway, I will now detail a few incidents that I think the public needs to be aware of. Case study number 1. The Montesera oil rig diving incident. I was involved with a study that was sanctioned between NASA and a private corporation to investigate an unknown anomaly. Metal parts at the bottom of a rig had taken damage from an unknown source, and a dive team of 3 was sanctioned to investigate it. The dive did not go well. Something we'd never seen before was down there with the divers. We don't know much about it, but I can tell you what we do know. That is, that it resembles an extremely intelligent class of giant cephalopods. More intelligent than any other sea creature ever encountered, they are very strong and carnivorous and extremely large. It's theorized they purposely damaged the rig to lure humans deeper down. It's unknown what they normally eat or why they sometimes decide to target humans, but it is clear they will not hesitate to eat us. The 3 divers that were attacked had little means to defend themselves. These cephalopods worked in unison, with an extreme understanding of human equipment. One cephalopod removed a diver's air tank from his back, while another removed his fins. Their tentacles had extreme suction cups that could attach to any object, and diving knives did not appear to damage their bodies in any way, where in the past divers had been able to fight off Humboldt squids and other cephalopods with them. A second diver was choked by a cephalopod from behind as another created a distracting light display with its body, showing they had an understanding of how humans breathe. It should be noted that they can flash and take on any color as it suits them, unlike other squids, but normally they resemble a black-blue color, which is almost imperceptible at the deep depths that they live in, and explains in part how they are able to avoid discovery. Of course, none of us saw them coming in the research vessel up top, and it was too late to warn anyone. The 2 divers who were attacked perished, and we can only assume that they were likely consumed afterwards. Amazingly, the 3rd diver was able to use an underwater flare to escape and report back the events in detail. As it stands, fire is this life form's only known weakness. Case study number 2. The USS Cyclops missing ship log recovery. What began as a normal shipwreck investigation has arguably become one of the biggest cover-ups in history. The ship's location has not been released to the public, and I agree that it should be kept a secret. The beings that took that ship down should be avoided at all costs. To this day, the public does not know anything other than the US ship disappeared. Perhaps these creatures can be blamed for other missing ships, though we cannot prove that. This ship had a log that detailed the same beings encountered at the Montecero oil rig. Black-blue giant squid-resembling entities that work in teams and can use tools of human creation. These cephalopods engaged the ship at night and, in surprise, attacked and damaged it beyond repair. They dragged down survivors, including many from atop lifeboats, using their tentacles. They left no trace of their encounter. They are clearly incredibly strong and can easily hold humans underwater, drowning them. There's a theory that they may even derive pleasure in killing, shown by them flashing certain patterns on their bodies immediately upon the taking of a life, although this is still just a theory. There are other incidents that I won't go into here. I don't intend to scare people by bringing this information to light, but I do think divers and people who are interested in using submersibles to investigate the deep sea need to be warned. These creatures normally stay in very, very deep water, and there's only a few incidents of human interaction. For the common person, they generally pose no threat. While extremely intelligent, they have not shown the ability to create tools, only to use those which humans have made. It is likely that they only go after humans when they are unable to find sufficient food sources in their own environments. We believe them to just be another species of giant squid, albeit an extremely intelligent and large one. I cannot understand why our government is hiding their existence, as they are just natural sea predators like sharks and orca whales, but for whatever reason, remember this: humans are not the top predators in the deep ocean. Naturally, NASA has chosen to avoid further exploration of the deep sea for now, to avoid contact with these creatures until the proper measures are put in place.